Hello, welcome to the Arts 24 Music Show. Now, if you like Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds or Jim Jarmusch, our guest this week will be right up your street. Now you got something to think of. Animal Triste are a French six-piece who have just released their third studio album, Jericho, full of swirling layers of guitars, intense progressive drums and dark themes. And here to tell us more about it is the band's singer, Yannick. Thank you for being here with us on Arts 24.
Thanks for having me.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you. Now, first up, for people who are discovering you across the world, can you tell us a little bit about the story of Animal Triste?
Well, it's a bunch of great musicians and a bunch of great people. We've had many different bands before, many different musical stuff, and we decided almost 10 years ago to start this band, just like friends playing in the garage thing, things that you normally do when you're a teenager. But we did it at that, and the result was great, and we thought, okay, that was just something for just like that, and we decided to put it on an album, and then another, and the fun is still here, and we feel that there is a spot in the music business right now for that kind of stuff. We did the music that we wanted to hear and that we didn't hear that much anymore.
No, it's interesting. Now, I have to talk to you about your album, which is called Jericho, and also the cover especially, which is by Johan Oran, and is a nod
Yannick.
to Yannick,
Yeah.
sorry, and it's a nod to a neoclassical painting from 1850 by William Adolphe Bogreau, and it is Dante and Virgil in Hell. Now, tell us how this came about. Where did the inspiration come from?
So Jan is a friend of ours. He's been a friend of ours for a long time. He's like a star in the graphic design for music in France. He's done tons of stuff, tons of wonderful album covers. And but this one was like a gift from him to us, and he offered it to us, and we were like, wow, there was nothing asked from us. He knew where to go, and that's just something amazing, and it's kind of mind-blowing to bring this album to a new level just because of that, and we've all in my generation, I think we've all loved some album covers that were on our walls, and this one is really here to stay, I think.
It's great because he was inspired by your music, and now the album is called Jericho. What's with the title?
So Jericho, we know a little bit of the Bible stuff, and the city, the walls that crumble and reveal something, and I think that's the direction I took, and we dug up for some references, and Jericho was also a rallying cry for the civil rights in the 60s. Martin Luther King, Mahalia Jackson. So of course it's not our fight, but still it was nice to see that. There was that
sentiment.
There were a sentiment references. Just the word is nice to hear. It's like the oldest city in there's something magical about it, and the lyrics are kind of what happens when you let your walls crumble and come down. Yeah.
Well, how about we check out the title track of your album, Jericho?
Sure.
Oh, Jericho, as you look, the walls crumble as you stand, and life is humble. You see the world in a different light, a moment magical, a moment so bright. You feel the joy of being alive. Oh, Jericho.
Come and take my hand, help me sleep, help me breathe.
Taken from Animal Triste's new album Jericho and featuring actor Marina Hines. Now, you've got a lot of interesting collaborations on this record. Marina Hines, an actor, but you've also got Alain Johannes, who has worked and produced acts such as the Queens of the Stone Age, PJ Harvey, and even the Arctic Monkeys. But you've also got Peter Hayes, singer of Black Rebel Motorcycle Club. How did all those collaborations come together?
Yeah, it's still amazing to hear you, like, because they're living legends, and they're when you love those kinds of music, that's really something. Well, Mathieu, the band's the brain, and like he knows the direction. He's the drummer of, and he decided to get in touch with Peter Hayes like a few years ago. Like you throw a bottle and to the sea, to the ocean, and but the bottle came back, and I remember we were with Mathieu in his garage. With a smartphone like that, and there was Peter Hayes right on the screen talking to us, and behind him there was this gorgeous guitar on the wall, and he said, "Yeah, that's the guitar that I played in the movie Dig," which is something one thing that really
resonated.
A big influence. It's a crazy movie, and so things went on from there, and he offered to put his guitars on two tracks in the previous album, Night of the Living Dead, and Alain Johannes. That's pretty much the same. Mathieu started writing with him and having conversations really great, and Alain he mostly lives in Chile, and he speaks French, and he's got these amazing stories about his childhood. Every guy that we loved in the music from the 90s and the 0 years, he had worked with them, and he put his guitars and his voice on two tracks. And that was, he really had this way, especially on the real Kanye West, he had this way of bringing the song to a new level that we didn't know of. So we were like, teach us, master.
Yeah, that's great. I want to talk also about the themes and titles. You've got one track called Sad Generation with Happy Pictures, which really references Instagram and social media and being a bit, and there's a lot of hellish moments, but hope within those hellish moments. Yeah. Kanye West, you mentioned him. There's a song about his title. Do you like him? Why was he an inspiration for a song track?
That's taken from a poem by Leonard Cohen. I have this way of trying to bring inspiration. I try to read poetry and things that inspire me. And I found, it's not the title of his poem. I don't remember. There's something about Pablo Picasso or whatever. But there was this punchline, I am the real Kanye West. So I thought, like, I don't have much interest in that guy. He's got this schizophrenic thing. And so I found it interesting. Who is the real Kanye West? But anyway, not even, just the punchline by Leonard Cohen was enough for me to allow myself to put it, even if he's like a very disturbing character. That's not the point. That's really not the point. It's just catchy, and the track is, anyway, it's something a bit schizophrenic too for us, because it's not really in the general mood of the album. It's a sort of UFO. Can you say that? Anyway,
we'll let the viewers take a listen to the album and get an idea of that. We need to move on to our new music news. That's other things that have come out, and we're going to head over to a Scottish-fronted American band, Garbage, who've just announced a new record for the end of May. It's the 8th studio album, and it's called Let All That We Imagine Be the Light, which aims to fight fatalism and negativity. The first single is called There's No Future in Optimism, and Shirley Manson said it was inspired by the murder of George Floyd that sparked the Black Lives Matters movement. Let's check out the video. Yep, Garbage are back with hope and positivity in the face of difficult times. Now, Yannick, you guys have kind of got some similar vibe to your record. It's hope and destruction mixed together. How do you feel when you're watching the news and you think, oh my God, everything's awful? How do you deal with that?
Well, I think that if there was the news, if there had been the news and the internet during the Great Plague or the Hundred Years War, I think we would have thought, yeah, well, times are crappy, so just look somewhere else, and it can be the part for to play for artists to give to tell people, okay.
Hope and joy.
Keep hoping. So that's cool that they're doing that. I think I like the definition of a crooner. Yeah. It's a guy that say, okay, things are not great, but we're gonna make something cool out of it.
Yeah.
Just don't worry anyway.
Funny you mentioned crooners, because our ladies who are coming up next, maybe in a certain style like that. They're soft, but they also have very hard lyrics. They're American pop folk artists Julian Baker and Torres, who've joined forces on a new album, Send a Prayer My Way. The album is filled with country and Americana and tackles tough topics like silence around abusive behaviours carried out by religious bodies. Here's the video for their track Sugar in the Tank. And that's it for this week's Arts 24. Thank you to my guest, Yannick from Animal Triste, for coming on. It's so short, but we got a lot in. If you'd like to see Jericho, their new album, live, and you're in Paris on April 29th, go and see them at La Maroquinerie. We're going to play out with a track taken from Tunde Adebimpe's first solo album, the Nigerian-American artist, who is also the frontman of New York's band TV on the Radio, will be releasing The Black Bolts on Sub Pop this week. Here's the infectious track Magnetic.
I was thinking about my time in space. I was thinking about the human race in the age of tenderness and rage. Had me flipping for an extra page. From inside I heard a message cry, shining like mirrors in the sky. Get it together, kid, it's time to fly. Say, look around.